Hello, world. It is Thursday, February 29th, 2024. And looking out the window at Defiance, it's a bright, beautiful, sunshiny morning. Cold, it's in the 20s, so huge temperature swing from yesterday when it was 50 something when I woke up. But today is supposed to be, I think, sunny all day, although chilly because only high around 40 degrees. The devotion for today is entitled Part of a Balanced Breakfast by John Edgerton. And John bases the devotion upon Exodus chapter 16, verse 3, New International Version. The Israelites said to them, "If only we had died by the Lord's hand in Egypt. There we sat around pots of meat and ate all the food we wanted. But you have brought us into this desert to starve this entire assembly to death." And then John writes, "I used to be the kind of person who leapt from bed, poured a cup of black coffee, and charged off to face the day. Breakfast, the most important meal of the day? Pshaw! I was burning daylight and the realm of God wasn't going to usher in itself. But then came the lockdown months of the pandemic. So much was the same every day. The variables of the equation of my life shrunk down and down and down. With so few variables in play, I noticed something. When I skipped breakfast or ate something insubstantial, I would run out of steam in mid-morning. Like clockwork, 10:30 would roll around, and I would be filled with anxiety, fear, self-doubt, and a variety of other synonyms for existential dread. But the days when I ate a good breakfast, I was a better person, a better pastor. All it took was yogurt, grapes, and granola. The ancient Israelites get a bad rap. Here they are walking their way into a new world, and they're supposed to do it on an empty stomach. We are embodied, flesh and blood. To make it through tough times, we need to start with nourishment. I don't mean this as a metaphor. We must treat our bodies as if they are gifts from God, because they are. Eat a good breakfast, like today." And then John writes, "God of the manna in the wilderness, bless the food we eat, that we may live to your service." Amen. A couple things that went through my mind. First thought, I am a breakfast eater and always have been. I can't go. There's a reason why it's called fast breakfast, because we're fasting in the night, and we're breaking that fast in the morning. And our bodies certainly need something to get going. Some people say they don't feel like eating breakfast in the morning, and that's probably because they have been fasting all night. But to really get our bodies going and our minds, which is connected to our bodies, we do need a breakfast. But I do think another thing what's in my mind is this is a metaphor too, that to have something to give, we have to feed ourselves, whether physically, emotionally, spiritually. If you don't keep feeding yourself, you'll eventually run out of energy and not have anything left to give. So I think it's important to listen to your body and sometimes to experiment, try different things. I mean, for some people, in terms of eating, which can also be metaphorical, they have to graze, they munch on something all day long to keep their blood sugar at an even level. You could say the same thing about spirituality, emotional needs. Find a way to feed yourself throughout the day. Other people just need to have 3 squares, as they call them, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The other thing this devotion made me think of is when we were a time when we were living in Germany, and at the time in Germany, and I think things have been changing, the main meal was always the lunch meal in the middle of the day, and then in the evening they just would eat vespers, they would call them, or just a light meal with maybe some cheese and a little meat and some bread. But the main meal was during the day because the bulk of the work was done during the day. Again, there could be metaphors in there too. Anyway, it's Thursday. Hope you can join us for worship on Sunday. Music starts about 10:15. Announcements are 10:27, and then worship starts immediately following that. And you can join us in person at 950 Webster Street in Defiance or online on Facebook Live. So hope to see you there and hope to talk to you soon.